Martin's Shave Tests, Satan's Steel Stainless Razor Test Part 2. 2 days ago, I tried on a standard, my standard progression, synthetic progression, to very high quality, supposedly, stainless steel razors, the Friador, and the very rare Puma. No, not the Puma. What am I talking about? Was it the Puma? Yes, it was. Yeah, ye gods. Yeah, the almost mint but had a chip in it bladed Puma. This was the famous 68, the 5.8, and it's a Puma Inox. Anyway, point being, I didn't get a very good shave out of either. And yet they had an identical progression all the way down to 20k, Gukomyu Suhiru. So if you don't get a good shaver for 20k, there's something badly wrong. I've been listening to other people's sound advice, Devon Jackson, amongst many others, and it would appear perhaps I should strike harder on the stones. But anyway, I've refreshed their edges now. This little beast, which is the Puma, this one has had a new edge put on it. I actually use a Thuringian, and I'll show you. Allow me to show you. Ta-da! Still got the slurry on it. So that's a genuine Thuringian stone. So that was interesting. And the other one, which is ta-da! This little beast, the Friador. This is the Friador, which is of course a 50.5. This one, which is of course the Henschel's Spellingswerk. This one again, exactly the same. Poor shave. Didn't understand it. So this one has a coticule edge on it. Allow me to show you. Nice little Ardennes coticule. So one's got a coticule edge, one's got a Thuringian edge. I struck the living crap out both of them. I actually still didn't get the very best hanging hair test because the steel is stainless and it doesn't behave the same as a good quality carbon steel. So I even used, as an experiment, I even used this little red oxide covered loom strop, and again didn't really improve it. So here we go, part 2 of the test. Let me also add loads and loads of tests on these little devils, which is of course a strange packing peanuts. Again, very, apart from the rear, it's not so good, is it? Not as good, but then I don't use the rear. Yeah, they all work fine. Anyway, let's get on with the shave. I'm rather excited to see how my new edges perform. This is not any great scientific test, but it might be interesting to a few of us who struggle with stainless steel. Satanic stuff. Don't like it. I was advised to hone stainless steel under a full moon after sacrificing a black cockerel, but I'm rather anti blood sports, so I didn't. But I've done my best. This Body Shop lather is very, very nice. I'm using the same as I used on Saturday to keep the test consistent. So this is the aloe vera and maca root. For those that like smell, it hasn't got much. However, it does bring up a very nice lather, and it's very, very kind. So a good way of consistency. Let's try first of all this little devil. Now this is the Puma. As you can see, apart from the fact I got it with a chipped edge from the vendor, it was almost mint. And of course, it's very, very, very nice looking razor, but it doesn't shave well. I'm still getting that slightly draggy sensation. I mean, it's shaving. It's not as good as a carbon steel. I say not as good. There's a drag to it. You don't get that with a high-end carbon blade. At the same time, I mean, it is doing it. I mean, anyway, this one was with the Thuringian, and you can see it's a fair bit of cutting going on. Let's give it a bit of a palm strop and just see if it makes any difference. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. I think it's basically not quite up to my expectations of what a really good edge is like. Let's just go over and trim. You know, like all small blades, it's very, very manoeuvrable. First pass on that side of my face with the rather strange Puma Inox Special. Let's now try, see if we get any luck with the Friador. About the same. A slight, very slight tugginess. Nah, definite tugginess. Stainless steel, utter rubbish. However, I'll persist. Let's continue this first pass. In fact, the Friador is on a slightly different edge. This is on a coticule and much stropped afterwards, and it's still no good. So, same amount of whiskers coming off. I'm going to actually do a bit of a cheat. I'm going to go back to using the rather nice little Puma. That wasn't a, I was working yesterday, I got a steel splinter in my finger, and when you go and touch something on, it hurts anyway. Yeah, the Thuringian edge is better, without a doubt. I say that, but of course it's not really fair because it's a different make of razor. This is a Puma, but they're from the same period, more or less. Yeah, the this Thuringian edge, it's not quite as draggy, as you can hear. No, it's superior. So, bit unfair. Let's go and do a second pass. We'll call that a day. And may Odin's curse be upon stainless steel, because I can't get on with it. I shall keep endeavouring, don't worry. I won't give up. However, there's no point flogging a dead horse. It doesn't come up to carbon. It just simply doesn't. As I said before, of course, they're all carbon steels, yes, but you go sticking strange alien materials like chromium into the steel mix, and you get a very, very different feel. It's not bad, this little Puma. This is the one which had the chip in the blade. It's just not up to the same as a previous Puma I tied in the middle of the week, which is a carbon, which again I restored. And that was on a Thuringian edge, and it's probably one of the best shaves I've ever had. So perhaps I've been spoilt. Perhaps I have. Right, let's go and finish off the other side. This is the Friador with the coticule edge, and feels pretty good, to be honest. But there again, I did do about 40 laps on the red oxide little springy strop. So again, is this truly now to be classified as a coticule edge? Sorry to whack on, chaps, I don't want to be a bore, but edge testing is my main thing on this channel. Martin shave tests. I give unbiased, slightly ludicrous tests. Yeah. On a second pass, I think this happened on Saturday, on the second pass where there's less stress on the edge to cut, both are pretty good. In fact, the Friador has picked up the pace. Now I give a little call out to a wonderful chap, Pete in Japan, who is now going to follow all us YouTubers, and hopefully he's going to contribute as well. I mentioned Pete, I hope he doesn't mind, but I mention it because he had the enviable pleasure of meeting in person Mr. Naomi a few years back, before Mr. Naomi got ill and died, because he was the maker of the Kaneyama strops, best strops in the world. And obviously he has an 8000, lucky devil. I've got a couple of Kaneyamas and I wouldn't part with them for gold. But I've got so used to them, in comparison to other strops, they're just finer quality. The canvas is a cotton canvas. It's very, it's over here somewhere. It's very, very good quality. The cotton itself, I actually whacked quite hard and softened it, as is supposedly a good way. This is now a very, very nice soft cotton. And of course the wonderful horse butt is even better. That is a wonderful, wonderful piece of leather. I'm not going to bother taking it off the wall. Sorry, guys. I want to get on with this. Yeah, so I'd say at the moment, on a second pass, the stainless is beginning to feel better. Yeah. He just didn't like coping with my barbed wire stubble. So if I was travelling in humid, wet conditions, yeah, maybe I pick a stainless. But certainly I put far too much work into these two little devils. But I'm vaguely surprised that on a second pass, this Friador is good. My first pass, no. However, let me just, one more test and we're done. Let's go back to what on the first pass was best, which was the little Puma Inox Special. On a lighter note, I had a telephone call to my immigration expert, my immigration lawyer, and hopefully the wheels are meshing and I might be able to get my gorgeous girlfriend over. If she came over in a rubber boat, they give her money, put her up in a hotel, give her a free mobile phone, and basically that seems to be the way an awful lot of illegal immigration comes into this country. However, doing it the legal way, it's going to cost me a small fortune. But we all have to pay one way or another. Yeah, so in conclusion, stainless steel. On a fecund path, it's adequate. They're buggers to strop, and to get them to pass the hanging hair test really well, nigh on impossible. Now I've tried quite a few razors, and I tend to think of myself as being just a humble experimentalist. Yeah, on its final passes, both these razors seem to prefer these small 5/8 razors, these small stainless steel 5/8 razors. They seem to prefer the final stages of a shave. Actually, cutting into harsh stubble, they're bloody useless. I would not advise using a 5/8 stainless on the methods that I've used. However, I ain't perfect, am I? But I do like to test things out. Yeah, feels good. Yeah, no problem at all. But hopefully you'll have enjoyed this. Do subscribe, and more madness coming very soon. 17 minutes. Thanks for sticking with me, chaps, and more tests on the way. Bye for now.